GSS, we believe that our people grow as our customers grow. So our employee success is dependent on the customer's outcome that we are driving, right? So when a customer expands, it often creates opportunities for our team, right? To take on either new responsibilities, develop new skills, or even step into leadership roles. I mean, that alignment keeps everyone motivated and focused on on delivering real impact to our clients.
Welcome to the Financial Advantage with GSS, the video series designed for CFOs and financial leaders in the restaurant industry who are committed to optimizing operations, enhancing financial strategies, and driving sustainable growth. Each episode explores the complexities of restaurant finance through expert insights, real-world success stories, and in-depth conversations with industry leaders. From managing compliance to scaling operations, we provide actionable strategies to help your business stay ahead in a competitive market. Let's get started.
Well, hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the Financial Advantage with GSS. I'm Nick Stauff, and this is another episode aimed at bringing you the stories that matter in the restaurant, finance, and accounting market. So today we're going to learn a little bit more about GSS and how they approach being a unified international company and why that matters a lot in the outsourcing market. And I'm super happy to introduce our guest. It is Miss Paula Sanjuan. She's the general manager here at Global Shared Services. Paula, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well.
Yeah,
Thanks for inviting
I'm very
me today,
excited.
Nick.
So I've obviously been working here at GSS for 5 years, and today's episode is going to teach me a lot, and it's definitely going to teach our listeners a lot. But to give our audience a little bit more background of who you are and what you do for the company, why don't you tell us about yourself a little bit?
Okay, sure. So I have spent most of my career in global finance and accounting operations, really focused on building services that are both high quality and scalable. I have been with DSS since 2006, so it's been a while now. And today I lead our operations, customer experience, and system implementation teams. And that basically means that I'm responsible for making sure that our services are onboarding pretty smoothly and delivered at a high level. So we're just not meeting, but also exceeding our clients' expectation. I also lead our human capital. I mean, it's not ending there. So I also lead our human capital department, which is all about finding and growing great talent. So you know that we believe that having the right team in place is key to delivering great service for our clients. So I spent a lot of time working with our leaders to make sure we are building a strong culture, engaged employees that can support both performance and development. So yeah, that's
pretty much it.
That's
a lot, Paula. It sounds really complex. So I'm very interested to hear this answer to the question I'm going to ask you. So what does a typical day look like for you?
So a typical day for me, I mean, every day starts pretty early. I mean, usually around 6 a.m. And once I'm done with all school matters, around 7:30, I start heading to the office at that point, and I catch up on news, to stay informed. And I typically arrive to the office around 8:30, and I start my day by reviewing our operational dashboards, and that's mainly around metrics, like client satisfaction metrics, turnaround times, and red flags from the prior day. And since we handle very sensitive financial data, quality controls and timelines are key for me. So I need a very clear understanding on how we are performing across all teams. Around mid-mornings are usually packed with internal check-ins, so I typically meet with our head departments, that's operations, process improvements, customer experience, and human capital. And we focus at that point with the leaders, not only on performance, but also on how to allow our teams to grow and succeed. I mean, We believe that developing our people comes first. So when employees are empowered and trained or motivated, they naturally deliver excellent service that, of course, will advance our customer businesses. And, we are an international company, but still we operate as one team. So we are very connected culturally, talking, meaning, right? And customer service and mutual accountability is key for us. So when I meet with the leaders, I emphasize that proactive problem solving is how we should work. Like we need to prevent issues before they arise rather than just simply reacting to those issues. And by late morning, I typically work on customer relationships and have one or two calls with our clients, sometimes to discuss performance, some just other times like to check in and see how everything is going. In outsourcing, Nick, trust is everything. We're just not reconciling their books. We're a critical partner to our
100%
clients.
agree. Hold on. So you're just at mid-morning. You're at mid-morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Exactly.
I'm packed up. I'm going home at this point.
Yeah.
You've got a full day work left.
There's this, right. Well, yeah. And then afternoons come. And the afternoon, it depends on the day. I could be in a strategic planning meetings or probably reviewing proposals that you sent to me about new customers or probably working with human capital on training or hiring initiatives. Since our team is growing, leadership development is the big focus of ours. I often spend time also mentoring our managers or reviewing processes improvements to make sure we keep it scalable. So, and after that, it's usually, I usually wrap up around 6:30. So, yeah, it's a full and dynamic day for me. Yeah, but you know what? It keeps it rewarding seeing how our work directly impacts the success of our customers. So I think that is what makes it worth it.
Lots to unpack there. Lots to unpack. And let me ask you a few follow-up questions to that. So you mentioned,
Sure.
You mentioned human capital a couple of times. So that relates to us being an international company. So where you're located, in Buenos Aires,
right?
Human capital is what we call here in the States human resources.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So just want to make that clear to the listeners out there. So human resources, you manage that too. But speaking, I understand that now. But since GSS is an international company, in my efforts on the sales and marketing side, sometimes that throws up a red flag or a roadblock. Is there any hesitancy or how do you guys get across that roadblock dealing with the day-to-day interactions with the customer with any kind of cultural barriers? You brought up sensitivity to data because we're doing some, very proprietary financial data. Are there any issues with security there and the cultural differences? Can you just shed some light on that?
Yeah, sure. That's a great question because naturally, working across borders brings some challenges, as you just mentioned. However, when it comes to cultural differences, I wouldn't say it is a major concern of ours. Both the US and Argentina, we share a lot in terms of working culture, values, how we communicate, right? So collaboration flows really well. The real priority, I could say, tends to be around data privacy, which is always top of mind. So we take data protection very seriously and we follow strict international standards. On top of that, we review with our clients our security protocols and discuss this topic during the onboarding meeting. So they know exactly how their data and businesses are in good hands. So that goes a long way on building trust very early on.
Awesome. So culturally speaking, security speaking, we're aligned with our clients. And that's the goal is GSS is trying to have that unified approach. And what the global pandemic did during COVID-19 era was it accelerated the comfort level of using video services like we're doing today on our podcast. We can handle a lot of business this way and phone calls and emails and other chat-based services. And that's something that we capitalized and been doing long before the pandemic. And now we're just accelerating it. And then we're taking the next steps to unify and make people aware of that, right? That's one of our biggest approaches is we're not just outsourcing the work from the business to a different country, and then a couple of days later it comes back. It's actual an open door dialogue and a relationship
Right.
and a trust building. And let's be honest, we've become friends with our clients all of the time. And you guys get to come up to the States and visit them. And some potentially have come down there, or they
Right.
will be coming down there. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it
So
is.
I got a
It
couple
is.
more questions
Yes.
from unpacking what you said in your typical day. So bear with me.
Okay.
Bear with me. Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
you mentioned
I'm
that
ready.
you oversee the managers and also obviously the success
Uh-huh.
of the managers and the success of the team and how that looks on a day-to-day basis. And I've taken this out, and I don't know if I heard this correct, but we give promotions, or maybe not promotions, but like accountability, and we measure our employees' success based upon how successful they are with their client and how they grow with their client. It's
Right.
not just, hey, you did your bank recs 100% accurate this week, congratulations. It goes well and above and beyond that. Is that right?
Right. Yes, absolutely. I mean, at GSS, we believe that our people grow as our customers grow. So our employee success is dependent on the customer's outcome that we are driving, right? So when a customer expands, it often creates opportunities for our team, right? To take on either new responsibilities, develop new skills, or even stepped into leadership roles. I mean, that alignment keeps everyone motivated and focused on on delivering real impact to our clients. So yeah,
That
that's
blows
definitely
my
how
mind.
it works.
And this is why. This is why. So, like, they're the GSS, who are all direct employees of us. They're not outsourced employees to outsource. They're direct employees in GSS, and they've been working with us for years.
Right.
But they're incentivized in their career development plan to have good clients and usher them into success. That's amazing. That's
Exactly.
like, just to put that into perspective, I use a financial advisor. I hire somebody to take the couple of dollars I make a month and they invest it for me. And they don't take a fee to do that. They only get paid if they make me money. So they're incentivized on my success. So the better I do, the better they do. Is that kind of, see, all right, I put two and two
Yeah.
together. I can do this. I can do this.
Exactly.
All right, great.
And like I said before, I mean, that assures really impact on our customer, good service and excellence, right? That we keep driving
And
every
that's some
day.
of our favorite clients.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite clients,
Good
and I
comparison.
believe some of our operations employees, their favorite clients, is seeing them start with a couple of restaurants and watch them grow and use us for a little bit of service. And then we grow and develop with them as they grow and develop. Then all of a sudden we have this full functional team, from CFO-like services to controller-like services, from top to bottom. And we watch their success and we succeed right along with them. And those are the funnest ones, I personally believe. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
So,
Absolutely.
all right.
Yeah.
Last unpacking question. You mentioned human capital, human resources, recruiting talent, overseeing that. So recruiting top talent on the state side has been an incredible challenge. Loyalty to a company in the past 20 years has slowly disappeared. Gone are the days of grandpa or my father working for one company for 40 years and retiring. It's come, learn something, leave for a promotion or leave for a new challenge. And that's caused a lot of issues: attrition, onboarding cost, reteaching somebody something, and there's just never the synergy there. How does it look like in the international market or in Buenos Aires where you're at?
So it's definitely competitive out there. I mean, that's no doubt, as you just said. But what has worked well for us is being super intentional about our culture and the kind of experience that we offer from day one. So we focus a lot on identifying potential people who are curious, who are flexible, and customer oriented. And then we invest in training and mentoring early. We have also had success promoting employees from inside a company, which creates a strong sense of loyalty and momentum. So again, it remains being hard, but like I said, we have a clear understanding on our approach to
Well,
the
we're growing
recruiting
year after
initiative.
year, so opportunities just keep coming. And I
We are.
think that's pretty attractive in the market too,
Yes.
is hey, maybe right now there's nothing there for you to aspire to, but just stick with it for 6 months, maybe 9 months, and hey, we need a new manager, we need a new senior analyst or a new senior accountant, and then there you go. Very good.
Right. Yeah, and we encourage our employees to take leadership roles. I mean, that doesn't tie to your job description or role. I mean, we want leaders in every single job
Mm-hmm.
description, I mean, or role within our company. So we are always promoting that. Like I said, I mean, we really like to we'd really like to build a sense of loyalty between our employees. So yes, but yeah, that requires
I mean, when
yeah.
I come down to Buenos Aires, I love my time. You guys are great guests. It's a great host, and maybe I'm a great guest. I don't know, but I feel the sense of
Yes, yeah.
just, I don't know if it's pride, but it just feels like there's ownership within the employees. They're very passionate about what they do and watching their clients succeed. And it's almost to a point where it's maybe a little competitive. It's like, well, my client's better than your client. My client's better than your
Right.
client. And you're like, okay, like it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, but it's good that
Mm-hmm.
they share experiences between them. So what has worked well for a group, I mean, they like to share that and to train colleagues, like to make sure that they can apply what has worked from a group into the other. So yeah, I mean, we really like to build like a team culture because like I said at the very beginning, I mean, getting good and the right people is really our focus. So we will work really
Right.
close with everyone within GSS.
And I experienced the same thing, and it's very cool. So I think we established that GSS has a strong foundation for recruiting and developing its employees, looking for the right customer-oriented, focused person with the right experience that fits well within the culture. That's clear. And we've been around now, hyper-focused on the hospitality industry, multi-unit hospitality industry for many years now. So it sounds like we're checking all of the right boxes for our potential clients or our current clients. But what else would you say sets GSS apart from maybe the rest of the industry, like terms of customer service or maybe customer experience?
So one big thing is how we closely integrate with our clients, right? We don't act just like a vendor, right? We become part of their teams. We understand their business's goals and bring proactive solutions to the table. And like you just said, we're not just checking boxes. We're thinking, hey, how we can help this customer grow. I mean, that combined with our flexibility and ability to scale really helped us stand out.
Yeah, I completely agree. And we're experiencing a couple of clients right now that's doing it, and they're just over the moon happy with us and how we've integrated and unified the teams over a course of period. And you said flexibility.
Right.
It's not just, hey, here's a standard service level agreement and we hold each other's feet to the fire on that. We understand your goals as a business and we're going to help you. We're going to be flexible to bring forth solutions
Exactly.
for you. And we're going to do that even if we are an international company. So I've seen it firsthand. So it
Right.
works very well. So, but it triggers a next question
It
for me.
does.
So I think our listeners know
Mhm.
I used to be a franchisee myself. Unfortunately, I didn't scale it to 100 units and buy a yacht, but I was pretty successful in it, but I was very hands-on. But what I found out in my experience as a franchisee, that even though that I had a couple of units of a brand, and then there's another person that has a couple of units of brand, that's the same brand. We understand, let's just say it's Burger King, okay? I had 10 Burger Kings and another
Yeah.
person had 10 Burger Kings. look, we understand the complexities of Burger Kings. We understand the compliance issues of Burger Kings, and we know how to do the accounting and financial services of Burger Kings. But there's still two different businesses, and they operate differently. They communicate differently. How do we ensure consistency and service quality with those two different businesses and then across all their locations?
That's a great question, Nick. So we have built strong processes and structures, right, that allowed us to replicate success across all customers. We also relied on shared values, unified training approach to make sure that everyone is aligned, right, on what a great service looks like. Plus, we invest in real-time monitoring and feedback loops so we can catch up on issues. And as I said before, I mean, we can proactively attack those and maintain like highest standards. But also, we were talking about this when we were talking about like the team members. We also are flexible. I mean, and you just mentioned that. I mean, even though we work with multiple Burger Kings, we know that each customer is different at some point with their own operation. So we are flexible and we will always work together with the customer to make sure that together with our current processes, they are getting most out of that. And of course, that means success for them.
There's still some challenges though, right? Are there any challenges? Like what comes to mind?
Of course. Yes, for sure there are. But we try to approach those challenges with transparency and mindset of continuous improvement. I mean, communication here is key between teams, with our customers, and internally. But yes, challenges. Again, I guess that what is most important is how we approach. And it's always, again, understanding that, okay, there's more to improve. So let's work on that.
Do we share best practices? Like if a guy came to me and said like, hey, I know you do work with Burger Kings, how do they do things? Can we do it the same way as that group? Is that a possibility?
Of course. Okay. Yes, of course. We share best practices with our customers. Like I said, we review all of this during the onboarding process and we will explain them what we believe is best for their industry, for their location, for their brand also, based on the experience we have. So during our period of onboarding, we do keep these conversations with the customer, making sure that we take them to the best process in the market.
There's a lot to think about. And I've known you for 5 years now, and I figured out that you do way more by lunchtime than I could possibly imagine. So I'm blown away. That's awesome. But I've got a million more questions, but I just want to keep this episode, a little bit short for our listeners. So, I mean, what I learned today is that, to kind of recap things and put it maybe in a box, is that the way we approach our clients from an international standpoint is in a unified, integrated way. And we're able to do that by leveraging technology, security standards, the correct development of our employees, the correct selection of our employees during the recruiting stages, and the correct management top down. And it's what personally I think is a huge success for GSS is, in my opinion, obviously I'm biased, but we're the only ones doing that approach on a big scale from an international level. And it's very rewarding. And I do want to say this is thank you so much for, doing all the things you do, not only for our clients, but also for our company. You've been with us for a long, long time. And I don't know where we would be without you, Paula. So it's an absolute honor to be on your side. That's for sure. But let me ask you this one last question. Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you this one last question.
Of course.
And this might bring some peace to my heart too. Is, where do you see the future of GSS? And it can be personal too. Like, where do you see GSS in the future?
So we're really excited, honestly, to what's ahead. I mean, our vision is, of course, to keep growing alongside our customers. As I said before, I mean, we would like to expand our capabilities and deepen our expertise, especially in areas like, automation, business intelligence, CFO services. More than that, Nick, we want to be known as a place where people can build careers and where customers truly believe that we are a partner to their success. So we're definitely ready.
So we're riding the wave. So everybody get out their surfboards. That's what we're don't fall.
Exactly.
Well, great.
Get
Well, thank you
prepared
again
now.
so much. Anything else you want to say or?
No, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to this podcast. It's been my first podcast experience, so a challenge for me. So yeah, no, thank you. Really, it's been an honor, and yeah, that's
welcome.
Pretty much it.
You're very
Thank
welcome,
you
and thank you
having me today here.
And so all of our episodes out there, we've got a next exciting podcast coming up. The episode's going to be about virtual cards with an executive at Corpay. It's very exciting. It's another little tidbit of how you can save some percentage on your bottom line. And that's it from the Financial Advantage. I'm Nick, and everybody have a great day.
Thank you for tuning in to the Financial Advantage with GSS, the video series for restaurant CFOs and financial professionals striving for operational excellence and strategic success. If you found this episode insightful, don't forget to subscribe to the Financial Advantage with GSS on your preferred platform, or visit gsslp.com for additional resources. We'll see you next time.